Alright, so we've got the past and the present and the future, and they all correlate somehow in some way, and we all get them bottled up in our heads, and sometimes we get so focused on all three at the same time that we forget to live in the present moment. And that can really get in the way of things. I could easily talk about all three, and I probably will dabble in a little bit of the other two, but I really want to talk tonight about the past, because the past is probably the most detrimental thing to, ironically enough, your future, and how you let it prevent you from embracing that motivation and that drive to be successful. So, when looking at the past, we all have a pretty bad tendency to let it fill our mind way too much more than we should. It's not a bad thing to recollect and go back and look at the way things used to be and be like, oh man, I miss that. And I wish things could be different. I wish they would be better. But when we just let it absorb our life like a sponge and cannot get over it, well, then that's when you hit a roadblock. Now, I mean, I can say this and most people understand that, but the thing is most of the people that do don't really know how to prevent it from happening. Myself included. I've definitely had a run-in where the past would always come into my head, and there's a lot of different types of your past that will affect you. Sometimes it's a lot of the good things will come into your life, and then they just won't go away. And when you're trying to let go, you're like, oh, but what about that time that I did that? And what about all of those fun memories that I had? And then you're just like, I don't want to let those things go. I just can't. I can't because they're too exciting. But the thing is you will never have anything else exciting happen in your life if you're holding on to the same damn thing every single day, and that's no fun. And then the other kind is, you know, sometimes in the past you go through a lot of bad experiences, and they make you feel like you're not worth what you really are. I always tell you guys, and anybody for that matter, that your worth, I mean, it's endless, but really, when it boils down to it, your worth is what you decide it to be. I mean, if you think you're worth $1,000,000, you're worth $1,000,000. Don't let anybody tell you differently. All you have to do is prove to yourself that you are worth that $1,000,000. But anyway, when you let a lot of bad things happen, or bad things just happen, I shouldn't say let, but when those things happen in your life, it can be hard to get over those things too. It can be hard to let go of those things. So the reason I want to hit on the past, like I said before, is you have to overcome, slowly but surely, that past and be willing to let it go, and you can't let it get in the way of you taking a step forward. I hear that excuse not only for myself, but almost everybody I know, more times than any other excuse as to why someone can't do something. They don't even realize they're doing it sometimes, but they just correlate, oh, I can't take this step forward because of that step that's happened behind me. But unless you're living in the present moment, unless you are embracing every single day for what it is now and only taking in what's happening right now, then you're not really living. If you're living in the past, you're not really living. Because the past, as Jared would say, I'm taking this from Jared, Daily Motivation, Muscle Prodigy. He probably wouldn't even know I'd do a shout out to him. He doesn't even know me. But I like to give credit where credit is due. Anyway, he had this saying where he said, the past and the future is an illusion. You know, because the past is just how we remember it, but it's just an idea in our head. And the future is things that haven't happened yet, and how we perceive them. So the only thing worth living in is the present. So don't let the past dictate the rest of your life. People that are in negative relationships or people that are in bad work environments, they always say like, well, oh, I've been with this person too long. Like I've seen it I've seen it with myself even, but I've been with this person too long, and too much has happened, or I've been at this job too long, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to find anything afterwards. Well, you won't know until you try. And if you're not willing to try, then don't make excuses. I mean, it can be hard to move on. I understand that. But, oh, gosh, you have to understand that one day it's important to wake up, smell the roses, and say, oh, man, today is a new day. Nothing that's happened in my past will define me, and I will make the most of every second. it is difficult. I think one thing when moving on with the past is you need people to push you. You need people to tell you that it's going to be okay. You need to surround yourself with positive people that are living in the present, even unknowingly, because they're going to help you to not even think about your past. And it's like I said, it's okay to let the past in every now and again. It's inevitable, really, but don't let it consume your life the way that I did for so long, because then you wake up 10 years, 20 years down the line, and you realize that you haven't lived a day since negative energy filled your life and prevented you from moving forward. So just look around, guys. Make sure that the past isn't dictating your every move. And if it is, I want you to wake up tomorrow, do something different for a change. Just embrace something different that you never thought you'd do. Go on a bike ride. Go buy a bike. Be spontaneous. I don't know. But just live in the present day. Create your own memories, and you will find not only success, but happiness. And happiness is the best there is. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.